Welcome, everyone. Today is January 11th, 2022. I cannot believe I'm saying 2022. Where did the year go? Welcome to Sons of Norway's monthly agent update. This is the first one of 2022, so we are excited that you are all joining us today. My name is John Bentz, and I'm joined today with Mike Godbout and Jenna Smith. We've got a lot of exciting topics to discuss with you today, and we think they're going to be meaningful for you. Today, we're going to be talking about we're going to give you an update on what's ahead for 2022. We've got some quick product updates for you. Jenna's going to go into some wonderful things around our best practices to help you with your elevator pitch. We've got a sales idea on term, and we're going to give a quick plug, shameless plug as it were, for upcoming webinars. As always, you are currently on mute and will remain so throughout the presentation. Should you have any questions at any point during the presentation, please don't hesitate to utilize the questions feature on the right side of your screen, and we will address those questions at the end of the discussion. So with that, I will go ahead and kick us off into what we're going to be talking about for 2022. So again, welcome to 2022. As we mentioned in last month's webinar, 2021 marked a year of incredible growth. We nearly doubled our agent base again. Year over year, we saw sales of annuities at over 118% when compared to 2020. Year over year, our life sales literally tripled, and our agent engagement was up 40%. So we continue to be amazed by our wonderful agents and the trust that you've placed in our organization. And as we look to 2022, we're excited with the prospect of what's to come. So while it's too early to share specifics because we definitely don't want to overpromise, a peek under our kimono, you'll find that we're continuing our investments in the organization. These investments are always looked at through the lens of investing with a purpose. And that purpose is either making it easier to do business with Sons of Norway, making our organization more modern, or expanding our product offering to provide meaningful products to your clients' needs. So we're looking to accomplish these lofty goals with technology improvements, measured growth, and advice from the field. So for technology, a lot of changes in 2021 were not as apparent to you, or we didn't burn down your email boxes with updates, as they were more operational in nature. But you would have noticed that we reduced contracting and application times by a factor of 4, and we cut e-application processing times in half. So we have other projects that are already in the works that we've been working on for months that are fast approaching the red zone. So that means almost done if you're not a big fan of football. And if we're currently in review of new projects that are going to be getting underway soon, and we're definitely look forward to communicating those details and updates as those become ready for prime time and ready to be shared with you. For 2022, we're also moving to a measured growth model. So in 2021, we wanted to be careful that we didn't fly too close to the sun and get bogged down with excessive amounts of first-year strain. So we put strict limits on recruiting. So in 2022, we're absolutely back to a growth mindset, but it will be measured. We've increased our recruiting capabilities, unfortunately not across the board, but we will continue to assess throughout 2022 and are enthusiastic about what the results are going to yield for us, our agents, and the clients who would be joining as new members. And finally, so we keep the field in mind. We're making decisions and to keep the field in mind when we're making those decisions and innovating. We're strategically gathering insight and guidance from agents in the field to serve as our sounding board to ensure that we're steering our ship towards things that are meaningful, not just meaningful or tested against what we think in our conference rooms, but what would be meaningful to those who are currently working with us and currently selling our products. So again, thank you in advance for coming along with us with these changes that we're looking forward to making this year and your continued engagement in business. And we hope you share our excitement and what's to come, and what we absolutely look forward to communicating with you these enhancements and what they mean for you and your clients. So thanks so much for coming along with us. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mike.
Thanks, John. All right, folks, let's go over some product updates. All right, so one of the things that I want to touch base on to start the year off itself is we want to avoid declines for SIWL, right? Obviously, we still have our COVID-19 restrictions in place for our whole life products for first day coverage and our term products, but especially for SIWL, it does play a big factor into everything we do. So in our COVID-19 underwriting guides, they're still in effect, and here are some of the things to go off of. All right, so the pre-application questionnaire, so that meaning the COVID form itself that needs to be filled out. So making sure that your client is 30 days free of COVID itself from if they've ever been exposed. Want to make sure that's all checked up and good to go, because if they have been exposed or have had COVID in the last 30 days, they're going to be declined off that aspect until they can show a clear 30 days. Next thing you know, you want to talk about is applications are postponed for applicants 75 years of age and older. Now, let's go over that real quick. I understand that some of you use third-party quoting systems itself that have Sons of Norway attached with it that show that our products go to a higher age than what's being allowed. That is correct. Our products normally do go to that, but with the COVID-19 restriction, we're only going to age 74. So do not submit anything past age 74 for the SIWL or any of our fully underwritten first aid products itself. Guaranteed issue, not a problem. Next, certain medical conditions may return to decline. So what I mean by that, and this is just kind of keep in mind, any person from age 65 years of age to age 74, given the current COVID-19 restrictions, that has pre-existing conditions such as diabetes, heart problems, lung problems, things that would seriously affect with having COVID will be automatically declined for that reason. So obviously, we all know that people in their ages of 65 and that age range, everyone's got something wrong with them. It's not like in some cases they are in perfect health, and you know what, they should go buy a lottery ticket because they're 1 in a million. But most cases, they have high blood pressure, they have high cholesterol. Those are not the problem. The problem is the diabetes factors, it's the COPD, it's the asthma, things that hurt them, respiratory factors, or that don't react well with that disease itself. So keep that in mind. Next thing you know, if you have any questions, please contact me in regards if you're looking for a risk assessment itself. I'll be happy to go over it with you. I can pretty much guide you to where you need to be itself. If I need to get our chief underwriter involved regarding it, I will absolutely do so. But for most cases, I can definitely help you out. All right, so as we all know, our updated pricing is now in effect. So we do have the pricing sheets available, and I'm going to show you where they're going to be. So because of the regulatory changes of the NAIC is why we had to make those changes happen. Obviously, pricing went up on the GI, SI, or, all those products itself. Rate sheets are updated in the agent portal. I'll show you exactly where to find them. If you go onto the agent portal, you scroll down to a box that says Before the Sale Resources, and you click that, you'll say the Read More button. You'll click the Read More. At the very top of that page where it brings you in, you'll see rate sheets right there. You can't miss it. So both the GI and the SI are there. So for the fully underwritten product itself, rate sheets are not available because of obviously table ratings, things like that. You have to go in there and quote it itself to get an accurate rating, what you're looking for. Now, reminder, our universal life and our single premium whole life, not the simplified issue version, just the fully underwritten version of the single premium whole life, are no longer available. Basically, we've sunsetted those products itself. So we are looking to enhance the SI single premium whole life to make it a better option for everybody. But we found that those two products that we were selling right there weren't our number one tickets itself. They could use an improvement. So potentially we may bring them down the line again. But as of right now, they're sunsetted, and we're looking forward to the future of what our future products could hold. All right, so now I'm going to hand it over to Jenna. She's talking about some best practices.
All right, thank you, Mike, and thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's a pleasure to be with you today. So I'm going to do a deep dive into the elevator pitch. We have touched on it in previous webinars, but today we're going to dive into some detail. So let's start with the importance of an elevator pitch. So an elevator pitch can be your most valuable asset. Think of it as a first impression. an opportunity to have the door open, and maybe even have the chance to be invited in. So this tactic was drilled into my head many years ago when working nonprofit. On the first day of training, we were told our first task was to craft and perfect an elevator pitch. Our uniforms consisted of bright yellow jackets that were impossible to miss. We looked like bumblebees buzzing around the streets of San Jose. Without fail, every time we stepped outside of the office, we would get stopped by strangers asking us what we did. From there, that was our door opening. We had 30 to 60 seconds to paint a picture of our purpose in the community. This quick chat was an opportunity to raise awareness, and if we could really nail that pitch, the stranger might even consider a donation. The importance of an elevator pitch has stuck with me through each step of my career. In fact, I thought about it when I was in practice with my family and friends over the holidays, asking me how my job was, what I'm doing. The elevator pitch was in force. Anytime you get the chance to promote yourself and or your business, it's important to be prepared. So, what information should you include in your pitch? Well, first off, who are you? Next, what do you do? Who are your ideal clients? Who's your target audience? What's your value, or what are you offering? Think of something that think of something to set yourself apart. Throw a zinger in there, make yourself memorable. Grab their intention and get them to ask follow-up questions so you can continue the conversation, and perhaps they might even offer a referral. Next, write it down. So this is self-explanatory, but get it down on paper. Put it in front of you. It will help you drive the point, stay concise, revise it until it fits your standards, and then take it for a spin, which is the next step. Test it and get feedback. Recruit your family, your friends, a neighbor, a dog, whoever will listen, your taxi driver, your Uber driver. Garner their feedback and take it for what it's worth. Ultimately, in the end, you are the ruler of your message. If you aren't comfortable delivering it with confidence, then the purpose goes out the window. Next up is practice, practice, practice. Repeat it until it becomes second nature. Stage the opportunity in your mind so that when you get the chance to deliver it, you are ready. Last up, use it everywhere. Strike up a conversation with a stranger. Think about it. 9 times out of 10, when in conversation, people ask you what you do. That's your cue. You may be able to offer them value with what you are selling, and if not, you never know who might be in their network. You don't know who they know, and remember, everyone you meet is a potential referral source. And then from there, adjust it as you see fit. Read your responders, and if something seems amiss, tweak it and try again. Evolve your pitch as you evolve. It may look different in 6 weeks, 6 months, or a year. And if you currently don't have a pitch or aren't completely comfortable with where it's at, today is a great day to check in. Don't let an opportunity pass you by. You never know who you might be next to on your next elevator ride. So from there, let's talk about term.
Hey, Shanna. All right, guys, let's spotlight on term. It's our one of our sales ideas right now, and I'm going to go into why. So the very first thing I want to talk about, who's best suited for our term product. Obviously, clients age between 25 to 60. And there's a number of reasons why. Most importantly itself, it's just from that time frame, they're at the start of their career to the end of their career itself. And there's so many variables in their life that they will go through that having a term product will be very necessary for. So, like I just said, they're at the peak of their earning years. They would need to replace income if they were not to be around anymore. Basically, they want to support their family. They want to make sure that there's money there to be had in case they're gone. Right? That's why we all have these products. So one of the biggest reasons why they want to pay off mortgages, they have other loans such as car loans, so on and so forth. I mean, there's a number of different reasons why. Medical bills, if it came to be. It's not the last thing we want to do is burden that on our surviving spouse or any person that may be that would basically be a benefit of our financial future. So this may be in addition to a permanent coverage they currently have. So one of the things I currently have a term policy and a whole life policy. I currently have $200,000 in whole life and about $800,000 in term. So I have grand total. I have $1 million personally. The $200,000 is guaranteed for my family in case I ever die. At any point in my life, they want to make sure that they have that money set aside The 800,000, that's the mortgage, that's the car loans, that's everything that, I say that I own, but reality the bank does, right? So we got to make sure that they're paid off, and that way, in my case, my wife and my kids are always taken care of itself going down the line. I'm sure that your clients are in the same scenario. There are a lot of benefits to having term. It's low cost, biggest bang for your buck itself. And the beauty part of our products, I'm about to show you the next slide itself, is the conversion and conversion ratios, things like that. So here's a quick slide on the issue ages first. For our 10-year term, 18 to 70, 15, 18 to 65, and then 20 and 30, 18 to 60, and 18 to 50. Now you may wonder why those ages. Well, if you realize that if you hit a 50-year, if you're 50 years old, you do a 30-year term, that stops at what age? Age 80. So our term goes to age 80 in coverage, basically. So if you're wondering if your client qualifies for one of our term products, ask yourself what age grades they are and how long they have until to age 80 itself, and that'll determine which amount you can go for. New York's a little bit different. They're a year behind itself, so instead of 70, it's 69, and 65, 64, so on and so forth. All right, so people ask you, how do we stand out? All right, well, here's the reason why we stand out. I'll explain. So we have conversion credits for our term products itself. So certificate year one, if they convert, they get 100%, 80% in New York, so New York's about 20% lower. Year two is 80%. Year three is 60. Year four is 40, and year five is 20. Now you go, well, Mike, that doesn't sound very good. Well, here's the best part about this. So they can convert the product at any point during the time of their policy. So they can convert it at year 14 of 15, any time frame. If they're right, day before they're about to let, they can convert it. So the conversion credit goes for the first 5 years itself. That's where you want to be on that factor for them. So it behooves them to convert their policy within the first 5 years itself to get that conversion credit. But the conversion can happen at any point during the policy. And then the best part for you personally selling the policy is coming up next. So annuitize your commissions with term. Basically, on our 20 and 30-year product itself, our term product will pay out renewable commissions for the life of the policy. I've been in the business quite a while. I don't know many carriers that will offer that. If you guys can think of any, I'd love to hear about them. But we're the only person I can ever think about that offer the renewable commissions for the life of the policy. So this is your best chance for you guys to grow a renewable, sustainable business for yourself with our term products. So if you have a lot of younger clients that you don't really talk to regards to final expense, obviously, this is where you want to put them. Get them the whole life. Get them this term. Add it, make it a package for them. All right. So other than that, I'm going to hand it over to John, and he's going to talk about some upcoming webinars.
Thanks, Mike. So I hope you're as excited as we are. The training webinars are back. So we took a hiatus for Q4, but we are bringing them back by popular demand. This was a very successful series where we did a lot of one-to-many training. And while we've got some ideas on what we want to share in the next couple iterations, but in keeping with our goal of getting feedback from the field, we want to hear from you. So what do you want to learn? What do you think that other agents like yourselves would find valuable? And do you have any suggestions of anything you would like for us to cover? We can potentially have a solid, well put together series on this, and we are at your service. So you can please email us at teamsales@sofn.com. The address is on your screen. That again is teamsales@sofn.com, and submit those ideas, and we will be happy to put those out there to help you and other agents like you. So I know if you are anything like us, we are super excited this time of the month whenever it's webinar time. So we love these. We think that we try to make them as valuable to not only you as it relates to Sons of Norway, but also your business in general that isn't related to us. We think that they're solid content, and we would love for you to continue to join us. We've got our next two webinars out there ready for you to register for. The next one is Tuesday, February 8th at 11 to 11:30 Central Time, and the following one for March is Tuesday, March 8th, also at 11 to 11:30 Central. I want to do a reminder that it does behoove you to register for these, whether or not you can attend, because after this, if you can't, we will send you a replay link so that you can listen to it at your leisure and get the benefits of what everybody else heard. So we are excited for you to join us, same bad time, same bad channel, for the remainder of this first quarter, and we will continue these throughout 2022. With that, as a reminder, for any of your pre-sale or sales insurance information or relating to insurance and annuity products, don't hesitate to give the sales team a call at 833-707-0012, option 2, and Mike or Jenna would be happy to assist you. With that, I want to thank you again for your time and open it up to questions.
So one more thing, with our next webinar, February 8th webinar, we do have a special guest confirmed. So Linnea, our commissions expert, will be joining us. So if you have questions or you want to hear what she has to say, please go ahead and register and join us for our February 8th webinar. Do we have any questions?
We got a couple questions in the hopper. I will address one while Jenna is pulling up some information on the second question. We can have that show you on the screen. But the first question we have is, what products are approved to sell for telesales or over the phone / video conferences? That's a great question. Mike, do you want to handle that?
Yeah. So for telesales directly itself over the phone is actually just our GI product itself, specifically for telesales. All of our other products are approved for virtual sales, meaning that you would have to meet with your client via FaceTime, or type of Skype or some type of video messenger where you can visualize and see them. If they're a well-known client and you know them, you've worked with them in the past, obviously you can do that as well. But virtually you could do all sales over e-app, whether it's virtual or telesales for all of our products.
So the next question is the new pricing available in Florida now? And the answer to that, great question, is it is. It has been updated and is available in the new format for the state of Florida, and has been since the 31st. So, or actually a couple days before that. So we are good to go, and we actually are trying to give you some visualization on one of the questions that's come through. So bear with us. We'll continue with other questions while this is going on.
And in the meantime, you can enjoy a nice picture of Penny Lane.
Yeah, that is our fearless mascot. Is guaranteed issue available in California yet? Excellent question.
The unfortunate side is, as of right now, no. But I do want to assure you that this does not mean we're getting out of California. That's not the case itself. We are currently waiting on California to approve our most recent refiling of the application. The unfortunate side is the ball is in their court. We cannot move them any faster than they're doing itself. We filed this back in 2021, and we're still waiting to hear back on this one itself. So we will let you know as soon as we know. As soon as we get the go-ahead, I assure you there is going to be a mass email going out saying, go forth and conquer. We want California back as fast as possible.
Absolutely. We are, hurry up and wait is not in our DNA. So we are doing everything in our power to get that ready for you guys to sell. Have you updated your new rates and FEX quotes? We have indeed. They are available there, and they've been updated. Can you please repeat the telephone number? Only a portion was given. So I've got 833-707-00 option 2. That is the main telephone line for Sons of Norway, and for sales specifically, it is option 2. Does the virtual sale have to be recorded? That is a great question. It does not have to be recorded. We definitely suggest that it is for your records and your protection, but it does not have to be recorded from our end. How about Michigan? Michigan, unfortunately, we are not available for sale in Michigan. It is a long-term plan for us to expand into other territories. We are currently available in 38 jurisdictions. We would love to expand that. That is a pretty heavy lift in order for us to be able to do that. So that is something we are definitely planning to do into getting into other states. So it is not on the immediate horizon, but assure you that it is part of our plan. Is the underwriting for term non-med? So it depends on the dollar amount. There are some ages and dollar amounts that become non-med. The product itself is on a fully underwritten chassis. However, at peek behind the curtain, as we were talking about earlier, one of the enhancements that we are looking to do is a simplified issue version of our terms, so that larger portions of our larger portions of that product, so age bracket, dollar amounts, will be simplified issues. So more to come with that. That will be a little while, but it is something that we are looking to roll out. We've got some specific questions around jurisdictions. Is term and GI available in Nevada, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Alabama? It is available in all of those jurisdictions except Alabama. So one more question about the telephone number. Again, I'll repeat it one more time, 833-707-0012. That again is 833-707-0012, and for sale, so any of your pre-sale needs for case design, illustrations, e-application support, and anything like that is going to be option 2. Let's see, we've got some thank yous. The question that we were trying to answer was, do we have it available? Okay.
No, but we can explain it.
Okay. My client needs to change their address. How do I do that?
So on the main page on the Sons of Norway homepage, so that's sofn.com, you can log into the agent portal, of course, and get to your service forms, but you actually don't need to do that. You can scroll down on the navigation pane on the top, go to My Account. It's all the way to the right. Hover over it, and it will elicit a button that says, How do I? If you hover over that button, it will give you the opportunity to change if there's a change name, address, if you need to update payment information. The service form is available right on the homepage, so you can save yourself the time of logging into the agent portal if you are in a hurry, and go ahead and access those forms from there.
Okay. Are POAs accepted for GI, SIWL, and term? The answer is yes. We do accept power of attorney, but we need that power of attorney paperwork in order for us to review that at the time when we are issuing.
Do you have a product for the incarcerated?
Yes, we do. Called a guaranteed issue. I'm going to make it very clear about our guaranteed issue product itself. They literally just have to have a heartbeat and be alive in order for them to get that product, regardless of where they're at status-wise. As far as if incarcerated in prison, does not matter itself. Our guaranteed issue works like that way. There's no medical questions asked whatsoever. Now, I do want to remind you that, keep this in mind, you as agents itself, there is a chargeback if the client does die within the first 2 years or things like that. So please keep that in mind when you're selling this product itself. Like that, the last thing we want is for you to sell a product and get a chargeback because the client didn't last the first 2 years. You know, this intentionally, you should want to make sure the client is going to live past that 2-year mark. If you feel like they are going to die before then, you may want to reconsider.
Okay, I believe everything else is either a thank you or an acknowledgement. When do you expect to offer your products in Georgia? Again, this goes into the expansion of different jurisdictions. I would absolutely look forward to doing this, and Georgia is definitely one of the first jurisdictions that we would be interested in moving into, as we do have a lodge or two in that state. So I think it makes sense for us. We will continue to do that. We are definitely looking to grow and expand in this next year and in years to come. So that's definitely on a priority list for us. It just is a pretty significant list in order for us to go into new jurisdictions. Our blank applications available on the website for review. They absolutely are. They are available within the before the sale resources. There is a specific application section that you can look at by state, and they will give you the appropriate application. That should be all updated. And again, those applications are available through our quoting and e-application engine. We commonly call it LifeBase. I don't see any further questions. We truly appreciate your time, your engagement, and your trust in our organization and this last year and then the year to come. So thank you again for the time. We're excited to be with you. Don't forget to register for our next webinars. Send us your ideas if you have anything that you'd be looking to learn about from us. We'd be happy to put together something. And again, have yourself a wonderful day.